Good morning, Coach.
Good morning.
How are you?
We're great.
We were wondering
Happy Monday.
we thought you were here at 6:30. We had no idea.
I think there was just a little miscommunication. I was waiting for shots to chill up.
Okay,
and then,
all right. Victory shot on Monday with the coach here. Here we go. Thank you.
We had to wait for him to chill up.
There we go. Chill him up.
Wiggy don't like him. Straight.
Very good. Very good shot. Really, honestly.
Oh, that'll put hair on your chest.
Yes, it will.
I don't have no hair on my chest, but I'm going to have
So I
some.
got to catch up with Jen over the weekend, and she's like, I like that show a little bit. She goes, I miss Wiggy. He wasn't the fastest tight end, but he always caught everything. So
Yeah, I wasn't
she's
the
like,
fastest.
All right.
She goes, I bet you guys had fun in the locker room.
We had a good time.
I know we did have a good time. She's like, Courtney's so cute. She's like, the bald guy bugs me, but other than that, no, all that was made up.
She say anything about the host of the show, or
She thought that we were all the hosts.
She thought you guys were all.
That was all made up, by the way.
We saw you've reached Bigfoot status. We saw like grainy, blurry pictures of you at the airport on Friday on social media. So how was the weekend away?
Oh, good. Good.
Yeah.
I got to go back and see. Saw Carter in Nashville and hung out there. Saw some of our friends and his buddies and that we're close with, and so it was good.
Fellas got some time off too, although I saw a bunch of them showed up here anyway over the weekend. Is that accurate?
Well, we don't keep tabs on them, but I mean there was treatment and everything else, and there was guys that had to be here for different things. So we'll get back to work today. Try to have a little bonus day, get them moving, and get out on the practice field.
Mike, in the game, Drake had a couple opportunities where he was able to extend the play with his legs and throw the ball downfield. How difficult is that from a defensive standpoint when you have a quarterback that can do those type of things?
Well, it's just a lot to defend, and how many guys you want to allocate towards that and to the scrambles or to the spy or, Fields got us early. We got off of our assignment and we got a little wide off the hash, and those guys that are spying or whatever helping inside, if they, stray off the hash, especially quarterbacks with some speed can circle you up and extend the play. But then when you can throw it downfield and remain a passer, very difficult. Guys come out of coverage and, you again can extend the, all the way to the line of scrimmage and be able to throw. That puts a lot of pressure on the defense, and, we can use that as a weapon, hopefully.
The MVP chants were loud for Drake during the game, but then after, when you guys were talking to Thursday Night Football, they continued with the fan base. The best part about Drake, besides his play, he seems confident but not cocky. Is that just the type of guy he is?
I think so. I think that's about his upbringing and understands how this league is, it's so it's just finicky. You have to continue to do it each and every day, and it's certainly on game day is the most important. So no naps. That's what we're going to start talking about. No naps. We don't want to take any naps and have any days off.
That post-game interview I thought was really great with you two side by side. We saw a side that we hadn't seen. How much of a role did what you saw out of Drake Maye in his rookie year lead you to return as the head coach?
Well, again, I touched on that. There was quite a bit, being able to watch the tape and, preparing for the different interviews that you take. You kind of try to get a feel for the team and what that looks like. And certainly the quarterback position is such an important position in our league and really any league that plays football. So I think it had, a lot to do and how he reacted. And again, it's a difficult season, and I think how he handled things or his ability certainly stood out.
What was the reporting accurate that the Jets wanted you so bad they called you last minute and they were willing to do anything, give you a private jet, whatever you wanted? Was that?
Boy. I mean, damn.
I
added
that part in.
I'm sure you guys had a lot of things in.
But was that accurate that they were really?
I'm not sure. Again, you go through the interview process. There's a lot of conversations that are had, and then ultimately you try to make a decision, and this is the decision that I made, and extremely happy about being here.
So are we.
Uh,
So are the fans.
Mike, you say no napping, and now I'm just sitting at home and I'm watching
You
the
love
game.
that. You look like a guy that
No,
loves
I
a
don't.
nap.
I don't really nap because then it messes with my sleep at night. So then I'm like up all night.
Agreed.
But you say no
REM.
napping. But I'm watching the game at home, and I'm saying on my TV at points in time, it looks like you guys are sleepwalking or like. And there was a point in time where I see you telling to pick it up. Did you feel at times from in that game that maybe you took your foot off the gas a little bit, or?
Well, I mean, we missed a kick before half. Went 3 and out to start the second half. So, again, it's not always just going to be a 80-yard drive, or it's not always going to be a 3 and out on defense. This is still professional football. And yeah, I don't think we're sleepwalking. I just think that there's a play here or a play there or one guy or a mistake, and we just have to try to clean those things up and continue to improve. That's the most important thing.
We've talked with you about it before. Maybe it doesn't bother you. I don't know, but this team ends up defense-wise giving up points on that first drive more so than not. What is it about that when you look at it?
Well, I just think you look at it in totality, and there's some things that they did, and again, we haven't been in a situation where there was this probably as much quarterback run or designed quarterback run or read option, and those are things that are hard to create and practice against. And while we practiced against it, it's one thing when you get some moving parts out there and and the quarterback's able to extend some play. So we were able to account for that, and then they kind of went away from it a little bit, and we settled down. So, man, I think in totality, I think we play pretty good defense. We have to continue to play better. We certainly don't want to. I like the way that we respond. So, we've had drives. The one game we joked about, we stopped them on the first drive, and then we weren't very good the rest of the game, or whatever that was. I'd rather have it
the other
give
way
up
around.
7 and then nothing for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
But it is, it's an entire body of work, and how you can remain consistent throughout the game and finish and get off the field on third down. And, hopefully we could we have to create some turnovers. That's, we've talked about how tough that is, but, we had 3 and outs in the second quarter, which, is real positive.
You guys were banged up going into Tampa Bay, coming out of Tampa Bay, then you lose Milton against the Jets. You talk about treatment this weekend. Are we expected to see some guys? I know Milton Williams will be out 3 to 4 weeks, the reports are, but the guys that weren't there for Tampa Bay or the Jets, after this 10-day stretch, do you expect to see?
Hopefully I expect them to see him at practice today. So that would, once they get through that, and then we'll move on to Wednesday and see where they are and how they progress through the week. But yes, I think they'll be out there today.
Okay.
Did you watch any football over the weekend? Did you see the Bills? I mean, not the Bills, the Chiefs, Broncos game last night. Is there any teams that you watch specifically, or do you kind of wait to actually see the film? Don't waste your time watching on TV.
No, I watched the Bengals and the Steelers. Yeah, I mean, we went back and forth between, the old 4 screen, the old 4 square, and the single one, and it's hard. I mean, it's a very everybody yells, and you don't know which screen you're watching at,
Right.
which one you're yelling at. So
I have 6. I have a 6 screener.
well, I'm not quite there yet.
Wow.
I'm not quite there yet. But we watched the Steelers and the Bengals, and then I saw the Broncos and the Chiefs a little bit, and a little bit of the last night's game. But
would you agree it's pretty wide open in the AFC compared to years past?
I don't know who said that or agree with anything. I've never really looked at it like that. I haven't. I've kind of just always tried to be in the weeds and focus on the next week and not look too far ahead about this team or that team. And I haven't. And I think that's probably something that's interesting to fans or people or media. Things happen too quickly in this league, and haven't really looked at it like that.
Mike, you look at your coaching career and the success that you had at Tennessee, and now the success that you're having here through the first 11 games. What have you kind of learned in your coaching career that maybe you're doing a little bit different here? Because you look at this team, and all the players we talk to, everybody talks about your authenticity. Is there something that you learned and you said, all right, I'm going to do different this go round versus last go round?
I mean, I think just try to enjoy it and try to enjoy what we do and where we do it and who we get to do it with. I've had players that have been released before, and you get them, and they know that what that feels like to have been cut, and they don't want to feel that again. And so they do everything they possibly can to not let that happen. So maybe they don't take things for granted, and certainly being let go or fired or cut, whatever you want to call it, you don't want to let that ever happen again and try to take advantage of the opportunity that we have.
You look like you've been enjoying Travion Henderson. What's changed with him that has made him back-to-back weeks just show out?
Well, again, I mean, we didn't average 4 yards a carry, so it wasn't like we ran for 250
Right.
yards. I think he had some really good runs. I think that we can block better. I think that he found the end zone, which was really, really important. And one time we helped him in there with a pile push. He made a good cut to make the first guy miss, and then we had a heck of a pile push. And I think the other, some of his better runs are when he can knife inside. I think he finished strong on a safety, helped us out in the 2-minute, was able to catch the ball, get vertical. I think just from probably a confidence and understanding of where he's at, and being able to get in there and know who to block, which isn't an issue, but being able to understand that the players are a little bigger and are faster and get into the line of scrimmage to block them. So I think he's continued to develop and continue to do a lot of really good things to help us, and I'm excited that he's having success.
Will Campbell's a guy that you would generally only talk about if things weren't going right. He's been relatively, you don't hear his name on broadcasts outside of praise. What have you seen from him 11 games in as your fourth pick in the draft as your left tackle?
I think he's been, consistent each and every day. I think he works hard. I think he makes adjustments quickly, to the players or the skill set or, whatever he's seeing. I think he's able to adjust quickly during games and understand, what it is somebody maybe tried to do and come back and combat that for a young player. Are you going to go with the stash or what? I heard that Gillette gave out those mustaches on.
I mean, I feel like
on
I'm
Thursday.
Full. You look good, by the way.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's coming in.
Pat
really
Patriot, I heard, rocked one.
Yeah, and
Wow.
also
Less than 2 weeks.
I could never do it, brother.
love the shirt. I don't know how busy you are today, but could I get an oil change
Wiggy
after the
Wiggy wanted $5 on Pump 5. Remember when you were in high school and you'd get like $3 of gas?
Yeah, well, that's a long time ago.
Well,
Back then, we took the train and the bus. So when we had a car, we try to fit
And had a cop.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember the days when you'd be like,
$2 on number 3.
yeah. Be like, gonna be gas or Kodiak? Which is going to be?
And always the cheapest kind.
That's it. Hawking.
I just wanted to ask you. We've covered we covered the schedule thing and those who comment on the ease of schedule a couple times with you. But is it weird? Like this team, there's been a turnaround here. This team is 8-2, and yet you still hear like somebody
9-2.
9-2.
Wow.
You
Big
still
fan
hear you still hear somebody like Cam Newton on Friday say that it's fools. This team is fool's gold. Is that weird to you?
No, nothing's weird to me. No, because people could come on the radio or you know what I mean. It's just like they could, whatever. It's just things that get their attention, or
Clickbait.
we are okay with that. I promise you, we were okay with anything that anybody says. We are going to come to work. We're going to focus on us. We're going to try to improve, and we're going to focus on the Bengals and going on the road and trying to get our 10th win. That's all we're going to focus on. It just seems that whatever it is, people are going to have something to say, which is great, and they're entitled to their opinion. And what's most important is what we do here and how we work. I promise you, none of that is offensive at all. We just enjoy playing, coaching these guys and watching them be excited and enjoy those moments like Thursday night.
Bill used to use those as motivation for you guys when you were playing. Do you use any of that with your team now?
No. I meant, we're going to put Cam Newton clips up there. No, we'd rather put our clips or the Bengals clips. I don't think that's even remotely close to how we should try to inspire our players to play better.
But you talk about guys, getting an opportunity after they might have been cut and doing some different things. You see a lot of guys making plays on this team, whether it's Chase on the Tonga kid. It seems like that,
He's no kid. He's bad.
yeah. Well, I mean, age-wise, he's probably in his 20s, so he's a kid to me. But you see a lot of these guys taking advantage of their opportunities, or maybe some of their second go around. How important is it that you make, having a little bit of that experience of yourself, letting these guys know how important that is?
Yep. It doesn't matter. We tell them it doesn't matter how they get here. The only thing that matters is what they do when they're here. That's all we can evaluate them by, and we'll see what they can do. And then once they do something, then we try to give them a little bit more and continue to grow their role.
I could play for you. Even coaching when I was playing.
Yeah, you don't block.
I don't block, but I catch. Right?
Fall forward.
Who blocks nowadays?
Do you mind the Thursday night football? I know, like we were talking earlier, John Gruden says the league ought to do away with it. Is it an issue for you?
No, but I don't play. I mean, again, I was appreciative of coaches getting the players prepared, and the players are the ones that have to go out there on a short week, and we understand what it is. And it's when the schedule comes out, they tell us the dates and they tell us who, and that's what we get prepared for.
Yeah.
We had Splain on, what was that, Friday?
Yeah.
And he said, listen, when we play, you got to go out there and play. And I feel like that's a good mindset to have, because obviously you can't. I never played. I told him I never played on a Thursday night, and so how difficult it has to be. And he says you can't even think about it. You just kind of got to go out there and play. Is that something that you preach to these guys?
I think probably once you get into the game, I think probably once 4 or 5 o'clock on Thursday rolls around, I think you're kind of ready to go. I'm sure they feel like crap on Monday and Tuesday, but we try to trick ourselves and say that when we walked in here on Monday, it was like a Thursday. And then, the next day was a Friday, and just try to mentally, I guess I don't know what else to do other than say, we're flying home on Wednesday night and tomorrow morning is going to be Thursday. Look at it like that, just because we're so trained for our, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then 2 days before, all that stuff.
All right. Well, we appreciate you taking the
Okay.
time. We'll let you go get it. I made your job a little bit more difficult. You got to get win number 9 and 10 on Sunday. So if you can get both of those, we appreciate it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
That is Mike Vrabel, the head coach of the New England Patriots.